a system of lieutenants like the Linux project has, it might that be a more sustainable approach for development moving forward?
Right, I think that's effectively where we're headed if this works. If it doesn't work, we'll make more changes, but I think if it works, that to me feels like a natural direction for this to evolve. And then, some initiatives will be short-lived, and then the maintainer goes, back in the pool, if you will, or goes on vacation. But some initiatives might be more permanent, like there could easily be like a more permanent performance initiative or something. Still need to figure those things out, but the answer is yes.
And and you had talked about the possibility of, in addition to those initiative leaders, potentially at some point adding a co-maintainer. And we had a question from @MikeDP about kind of when the timeline, for making that decision might be.
Right, it's a good question. I don't really know right now, but we've made so many changes right now. We need to all learn and work with Git, and then we need to pick the first couple of initiatives. I need to find the right initiative owners. I need to work out that relationship with those people and what works best. And as we work those things out, we'll probably start to see shortcomings or things that could be improved upon. And I want to learn those things because if I appoint a co-maintainer, I want that co-maintainer to help fill the gaps, to help overcome specific shortcomings. So it all depends on you, on how fast those initiatives start ramping up and how quickly we can start learning. So I'm hoping, my guess is that it's going to take me a couple of months to find the right initiatives and to help and define them and work with those people. So I would say 6 months, as a guess.
I'm sure no one will
have
hold
a
you to
bad
that.
reputation for making guesses.
So we had a couple questions about a couple of points you talked on some potential initiatives. One was about, from Kate Lynch, about what form of accessibility guidelines you wanted Drupal 8 to follow, whether it would be Section 508 or WCAG 1 or 2, or whether we might roll our own. And following up on that, whether some accessibility bugs might get ignored at the gate because the benefit would be thought too small for such a small audience.
Right. It's a good question. It's something, honestly, that I would need to think a little bit more about, and not just me, but I think as a group we need to talk about, and then set some standards, and then keep ourselves to these standards. What level of accessibility is the right level? I don't know yet, to be honest.
We had a couple questions about the mobile. So if you started Drupal 8 today as a mobile-focused platform, how would you manage the existing bandwidth gap between wired and mobile? That's from @Brian Zara.
How would I manage the existing gap?
Right.
I would probably structure Drupal to be more of a content store, where we can have different front ends. I'm not sure that's going in the right direction to answer the question. But I would, right now Drupal has a preference for HTML. I think fundamentally what needs to happen is that Drupal doesn't have a preference for HTML. It does HTML equally well as JSON, as XML, or whatever other format that you might want to come up with. That I think is the ultimate goal that we need to get to with Drupal 8. And that's what I would do if I were to start from scratch.
Right. So I think I already know the answer to this one from Miles Davidson. So will there be an upgrade path from Drupal 7 to Drupal 8?
Yes. If not, I need to start a new community.
And then a question from @Krell. What do you see as our, and I think he's talking about the community and the project's biggest risk for Drupal 8?
I think the biggest risk of Drupal is getting so big that we're becoming slow, that we're not watching what's happening in the world around us, and that those that do watch aren't able to drive the change necessary to quickly respond to the world that's evolving around us. So our ability to be open to change, to accept change, and to be agile and nimble, I think it's key. So So it's not so much a feature risk or like we don't have this feature or that. I think it's more of you know.
Yeah, to follow up, I actually had a question of my own to kind of follow up on that point, which is that, in the last few years, Drupal has gone from being this, software, it has gone from being kind of a niche, best-kept secret sort of thing to mainstream software products used by an incredibly wide audience. How do we manage that transition without losing what it was that brought folks to Drupal in the first place?
Right. So first of all, I think it's a very natural transition, and something that we should support because it's part of growing up. And if you want Drupal to be relevant, if you want Drupal to help change the world and be used and known by others, I think we need to manage that transition really well. At the same time, I don't think that means we need to give up on our values. I think our core DNA is still there. We like to hang out, we like to party, we like to write good software. Plus, I would also say that a lot of that is also, on all of you. For example, if you like the old feel of Drupcon in 2005, we can have, Drupal camps, for example. So I think the example of a Drupal camp is probably a good one because it's already filling some of those gaps. As Drupalcon itself becomes bigger and bigger and more commercial, I guess, Drupal camps, the individual camps, take over some of the old, the old feel, I guess. So I think we'll be able to combine both, and I think they complement each other really well.
So we had one final question, which several folks asked, is that the new logo for Drupal 8, the Magic 8 Ball?
Could be. If you like it, it will be the new logo. If you don't like it, we'll change it. I thought it was fun.
So thank you very much, Dries. And so I understand we've got one more little video that you're going to play? All righty.